Hello बच्चों, let's see passage 1. Passage 1 talks about the Hindu Undivided Family HUF, that is a unique business entity. अब हम इसमें business perspective से बात कर रहे हैं. It is recognized under the Income Tax Act of 1961 in India. Though not explicitly defined in the act, it falls under the category of person. कहीं पे भी Income Tax Act में specifically HUF की बात नहीं की गई है, but हम जब person की definition पढ़ते हैं section 2 subsection 31 में, and it is interpreted in accordance with Hindu personal laws. HUF is not merely a large family structure. अब हम HUF को एक mere large family structure नहीं मानते, but एक legal entity भी मानते हैं for tax purposes. In Hindu law, an HUF comprises lineal descendants of a common ancestors, including their wives, unmarried daughters, and other members like widowed daughter or daughter-in-laws who return to their father's home. A daughter becomes a member of her husband's HUF upon marriage, ceasing to be a member of father's HUF. Membership extends to all individuals related by blood. अब किनको membership मिलती है एक HUF की, जो related by blood है, जो related by marriage है, जो related by adoption है. The structure of an HUF starts with the married Hindu couple, which becomes an HUF upon receiving ancestral property. The birth of a child, regardless of gender, further solidifies this entity. Even a single male member can form an HUF upon marriage. The head of the HUF, known as कर्ता, अब head को हम क्या बोलते हैं, कर्ता बोलते हैं, is typically the eldest male member. Typically eldest male member को हम कर्ता बोलते हैं. He possesses significant authority over the family's management, maintenance and property decision. The कर्ता can also be appointed as a manager who may or may not be a family member to assist in managing the HUF's affair. A landmark judgment of 2016 by the Delhi High Court recognized that women could also become कर्तास. तो हमने क्या बोला, जनरली मैन होते हैं बट एक वुमेन भी कर्ता बन सकती है. ये दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट के एक जजमेंट में एक्सपैंड किया गया था. एक्सपैंडिंग द राइट्स ऑफ फीमेल्स अंडर द हिंदू सक्सेशन एक्ट ऑफ 1956. दिस डेवलपमेंट अंडरस्कोर्स द HUF as a unit represented and managed solely by the कर्ता with no possibility of external individuals joining except through adoption or agreement. Membership in an HUF is diverse. It includes all male lineal descendants with a common ancestor, their wives, married daughters, unmarried daughters, widows of deceased male members, married daughters who have returned to their parental home, individual related by adoption, collaterals, dependents, son born from interfaith marriage under the Special Marriage Act of 1954, and even illegitimate children. In the context of wealth tax, अब wealth tax में हम इंडिया का wealth tax क्या है, इनकम टैक्स एक्ट की बात की गई है basically. The Supreme Court in the case of Narendra Nath versus Commissioner of Wealth Tax clarified that the term HUF, अब HUF in case of Wealth Tax Act is interpreted and as per Hindu personal law. Here an HUF consists of a single male member, his wife and their daughters. The wealth tax does not mandate a minimum number of male members for an entity to be recognized as HUF. In summary, HUF is a legal and tax entity defined by Hindu personal law and recognized under the Income Tax Act of 1961. It includes a wide range of family members related by blood, by marriage, and by adoption, and is managed by Karta, who can either be male or female following legal advancements. This entity plays a significant role in the financial and legal aspect of familial structure in Hindu law. Let's see the question. Question number 1 says, who is eligible to become Karta of the HUF after the 2016 judgment of Delhi High Court? Let's see the options. It says only senior most male member of the family. This is a wrong option because after 2016 judgment, not only male, the interpretation has also expanded to the female members, and hence this is a wrong option. Option number B says any male member of the family. This is also a wrong option. For a karta to become a karta, it should be the male, it should be either male or female senior most member of the family. It cannot be any member of the family. C says either the eldest male or female member of the family. This is absolutely right option because after 2016 Delhi High Court judgment, the interpretation has expanded not only to male but also female eldest most member of the family. D says any member appointed by the family members. This is a wrong option. Let's see question number 2. It says in context of HUF, what signifies the creation of a new HUF entity? तो क्या किस चीज से एक न्यू HUF फैमिली बनती है, हमको ये बताना है. A says marriage of the family's eldest male member. A is a wrong option because even though marriage signifies an important event, but solely marriage does not lead to the creation of HUF, and hence this is a wrong option. B says the birth of the child in the family. This is a right option because when the birth of the child is happening in a family, whether it is a male or a female, it solidifies the HUF as it gives the lineal descendants for the ancestral property of the family and creating an HUF entity. C says recipient of ancestral property by a Hindu married couple. This is again a wrong option. D says adoption of the child into the family. This is also a right option. When we consider that the child is adopted, it solidifies, but it does not really per se relate to the creation of new HUF. So this is a wrong option. Let's see question number 3. It says under which act is the HUF recognized as a separate legal entity for the taxation purposes? Option number A says Hindu Marriage Act. This is a wrong option because it deals with marriage and not per se taxation. B says Hindu Succession Act. It deals with the succession of the property and ancestral uh, properties. So this is again a wrong option. C says Income Tax Act, which very well recognizes HUF as an entity from which tax can be received and which is liable to pay taxes, and this is a right option. D says Special Marriage Act, again a wrong option. Let's see question number 4. It says in the context of HUF, what is the status of illegitimate children in relation to their father's HUF? A says they are not recognized as the members of the HUF. This is an absolutely wrong option because the illegitimate children of a family, of a father's family HUF, are recognized as the members of the HUF, and hence this is a wrong option. B says they are recognized as their members of the father's HUF. This is a right option because here when we are talking about the HUF, it does take into consideration the illegitimate child of a male member also. C says they can only be members if formally adopted. This is a wrong option because they are illegitimate child, they are born and not adopted per se. D says their status is determined by the mother's marital status. This is again a wrong option. Mother's marital status is not something to be judged about. Fifth question says which of the following members cannot be a part of HUF? A says married daughters living with their husbands. This is right option because when we talk about the married daughters living with their husband, they form a part of the husband's HUF and not per se father's HUF, and they are no more a part of the father's HUF living and joining the husband's HUF. B says widows of the deceased male member, they does form a part of the HUF, so this is a wrong option. C says son born from a marriage between a Hindu male and Christian woman, it also forms a part of HUF under Special Marriage Act, and hence this is also a wrong option. D says unmarried daughter, they are also a part of HUF and very well recognized under the law, so this is also a wrong option. I hope the passage was understandable. All the very best.